However,
Mhm.
I do open doors and hold doors for women when I'm with my wife. That
Yeah.
for me,
Mhm.
I don't think twice about it. I do
Yeah.
it, and she doesn't say nothing. She doesn't think nothing as far as I know. It's like,
Mhm.
dude, you're supposed to.
Right.
If something falls, uh,
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, it all depends on what it is, or whatever. But like when if we're together at a store and there's someone, whether if attractive or whatever, and she like you can tell she, let's say, short and trying to read something, I
Right.
just automatically, hey, can I be of assistance? So you got it, you good,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
and that's just me, and
Yeah.
it's not a, I'm not like I'm trying to, get a number or try to be like, hey, there's a, I just heard this this song talking about doing something in Burger King bathroom. You want to, no, I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So I'm cool with that, and
Mhm.
they have love for each other. I mean, Dude was in her lap and just quiet, and she's doing
Yeah.
all the talking and everything like that. So
Mhm.
they're good with that, and
Mhm.
hopefully it's vice versa.
Mhm.
Um, but I'm okay with it as long as I know it's there's as long as it doesn't overstep that boundary of flirtatious where you start
Right.
thinking twice, like, okay, so what do you do when I'm not around? If it
Exactly.
doesn't get to that point, I'm all for courtesy. I'm all for opening doors. I'm all for
Mhm.
assistance. I'm all for even I do the same thing now. We're always I compliment people, women. Whether
Mhm.
if they got
Mhm.
uh I'm always trying to think of, one little thing to compliment about, whether it's the
Mhm.
color of their glasses
Mhm.
or a lot of times nowadays, some of the first things you see are the nails,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Mhm.
I'm not about
Mine
to,
not done, so I'm not showing my hands.
no, I'm not. I just remember a previous conversation we were talking about something above the eyes. I'm
Oh,
not talking
okay.
about. I'm not talking about the lashes or anything. I'm talking about. I'm talking. You know, I'm talking about the nails. If someone has good
Right.
nails, and that's
Mhm.
just. I'm not trying to get your number just because I say I like your nails or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's just natural stuff. But as long as she's cool with it, as long as I'm cool with it, and we know that we're not overstepping boundaries, and it's
Right.
kind of, we don't even have to have a conversation about it. But if it's understood, like, okay, this is how my man is, this is how
Yeah.
I am. It's not flirtatious. It's just how we are. Then it's all
Mhm.
good, man.
Right.
But if something does happen, and I'm like, hey, babe, you know, we may need to kind of take a step back a little bit because that kind of, that's kind of borderline of me thinking like something's up. If
Mhm.
if we are open to where we have that conversation, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean nothing, no harm, whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, now she doesn't do it again, then we're good. As long as we have that
Mhm.
communication where if something that's said or done and it feels kind of like it could be an issue in the future, I'll
Mhm.
address it or whatever, and then we'll kind of knock it out right then and there. But it's all good for that.